Welcome, great to have you with us. And now there's a really nice video for you on the topic. Removing stains? Huh? What kind of stains? It has surely happened to you as well. You have a sealing shampoo, a sealing foam, and this applies to everyone so far. If the vehicle is unfortunately positioned somehow with the nose forward, or the rear is in the sun, or maybe it's still very, very hot, it has surely happened to you that the whole thing dries onto the paint. You can't get around the car fast enough. It really happens in no time. Just make sure that if you're washing on a very, very warm day, or if you notice that the sun is already shining through the clouds and heating up the rear or front of your car, wash those areas last. And the second tip, wash over it a second time before rinsing off. So don't just wash the car and then leave the remaining water standing, and then just wait the 3 or 4 minutes afterwards. But if the vehicle is parked in the sun, for example, just wash over it briefly for another minute before rinsing off. This helps to loosen any stubborn dirt again. Just my tip, but it can't be avoided, it happens, and that's why I'm going to show you a tip now. I tinkered a bit and found a pretty simple solution for how you can quickly remove it at home once it appears. Because usually you only notice it then without affecting the sealing layer. That's always the trick, because polishing and using strong high alkaline cleaners, or whatever, anyone can go over it. But we actually want to keep this layer after we've freshly applied it. For example, at the self-service box, we don't want to remove it again at home. I'll show you a little trick. And as an example, I've brought the hydroceramic foam from ServFaces for you. This can happen to you with the shampoo, it can happen with Koch Chemie CS, it can happen with Genbuff Plus, it can happen with Carbohydro Light products. That's why I'm using this as an example now, because I freshly applied it for myself a few days ago. And back here, because something leaked out again in this area, spots have formed back here, and I hope I can capture them reasonably well. There. Do you see these spots? There. We have these spots. I just need to get the focus right. That's why I have to place my hand here. I think you can see it well here, and I believe you can also see it when the focus comes back here. Here you can recognize these spots. I'm looking for another spot where I noticed it again. On the back of the pane, there we have it again. Let's see if you can see that. There, do you see that? Here, all these spots everywhere. And something like this is really annoying, but it just happens. It's due to these formulations, it's due to the chemical substances that are in there. I think you can also recognize it here on the strip. Just need to catch the focus again. There you also see these small spots. And for some, it's even stronger, for others less so. Depending on how strong it is on there. And now I'll show you a trick. Filming on black is always not so easy, but you can see it very, very clearly here. I think it won't be as noticeable on silver, but on black it's really super noticeable. I let a bit of water fly here. That's why I think you can't see it anymore due to all the reflections from the water. But let's go to these spots here. Let's take another quick look. You can see it nicely now. And now I'll show you how to get rid of it relatively easily. I've brought a magic solution with me. Now you're probably thinking, what kind of magic solution? Do you see that it's slightly tinted pink? And that's exactly what I tried out. I put 5 milliliters of hydroceramic foam into the bottle and filled it up with 500 milliliters here. That means you see here it's not completely transparent. It has a slight reddish tint when I hold it side by side, and I think it appears a bit darker on the left side because there's just a bit of product from what you have on the vehicle as spots. And I tried it once with the hydroceramic foam, and I tested it on the E46 with the shampoo, the blue one. And there I simply have 500 ml of water, 5 ml, really just a little bit of the hydroceramic foam. And now we're using it as a detailer. That means I'm using a microfiber cloth for this. And depending on where you have this spot, in my case here, we'll take a closer look at it. It's just inconvenient to film with black. Here are these spots everywhere now. But you will find it hard to see them due to the reflection. But you saw earlier that there were some on here. Now, we simply take a small cloth, fold it a bit, and now, where you have the spots, just spray a little onto the top. And maybe, if it's over a large area, just spray a bit on the spot like this. Very lightly, just on it, missed it. Wait for a moment. Now simply with a cloth, wipe it off a bit. Go over it briefly. And with your vehicle, when you drive home, the car is still very clean. I already have a bit of dust on here, but it's no problem at all. And now you simply take the back of the cloth. You now wipe over it again here, dry the whole thing. And I also tried to see if it leaves any streaks. No problem at all. It also creates a super smooth finish. Everything has already been tested. So, just polish it out. And if we take a look now, I'll bring you closer. You can see here we have no more spots on it. And where we couldn't reach with the cloth, namely up here, I hope you can see it now. There, do you see that? The spots are still there because I wiped along here. Right here is the boundary. I hope it's visible. We can also shine a light on it at home in the wash hall, which is even easier, but I just wanted to film it directly at the self-service box. That means if you notice something like this, then, well, focus. Where are you? There. Just now here, do you see? It's all completely gone. I quickly need the focus there. There it is. There's nothing left on this surface, and you can perfectly go over it again with this detailing mixture if you discover something like this at home. So, and here you can see it very clearly again. The spots are also completely gone. Except, of course, for a bit of bird droppings, which is still a bit stuck. But otherwise, the spots are completely gone. We can also take another look here. I need to polish a bit more here as well. This hasn't been polished from my side yet, and you can see it again here. These are the spots. And where we just went over with the cloth. It's all completely gone, so it works very, very well. Let's see if we can find another spot. Look, here we have it again. So it's really quite limited, but here at the back, the sun has shone a bit. Here we can see these spots again, and we will remove them together now. With the light on, shining, and now I'll take my mixture. Again, and just spray a bit on this surface. As I said, only on the spots where you have these stains. Make sure you cover everything properly. 2 sprays onto the cloth. Let it sit for a moment. Spread it a bit, wait briefly, and then you can actually grab a fresh cloth, snatch, and then everything should come off without any problems. First, it should come off completely streak-free. That's the first thing. Of course, be careful if you have some leftover product in these crevices. But I have found from experience that it works well. I just need to find a fresh side of the cloth. It's best to use 2 cloths. If you're dealing with slightly larger areas here for you. So, I hope everything has come off. I'll shine a light on it and I think you can already see it. Look, the stains are all gone, and now I just need to find the right angle. There. The stains have completely disappeared. It works really, really well. We just treated this area. Then you can see here, the beading behavior is definitely there. With the foam. When we apply it normally, it looks good. And we also tested it over here and here as well. We didn't remove the product, but basically just refreshed it. That's how it should be. Dreamlike. With that, thank you for watching. See you next time. And now you know how to reliably, quickly, and actually very, very cost-effectively remove these stains. Of course, the prerequisite is to do it directly at home when you see these stains. If your vehicle has been out in the dirt for a week, then definitely wash it beforehand. And they might also go away at the latest when you wash over it again with the product. So clearly the recommendation is not on the completely dirty one. Do a car. Here, with a bit of dust, it was actually like a kind of waterless wash action. But if there's more dirt on it, you have to wash it anyway. But this way you can also treat these spots afterwards, especially in areas where a bit of water or something has run down again. It happens, it's part of it. But you just mix something up. You have the tip from me if you have questions. Reachable anytime via WhatsApp. Until next time. Bye guys.